Hey everyone, let's get you primed for week 5 by finding out what happened in week 4 fantasy football. This is the fantasy football fallout, and we are talking Los Angeles Chargers versus Miami Dolphins. Okay, everyone, let's start with the Chargers, okay? I think a lot of people, a lot of the NFL world doesn't want me to talk about the Dolphins, although I do find the Dolphins quite interesting. We'll talk about them in a little bit. The Chargers, Phillip Rivers. Let me just say this. The Chargers have a program. The Patriots have a program where if, guys get hurt, we see Mike Williams is hurt, we see Hunter Henry's hurt, we see, Melvin Gordon hasn't played the first 4 games of the season, though he's back, thank goodness for Chargers fans. Austin Ekeler steps in. You have Inman step up. Basically, they have a program that's kind of rooted in decent offensive line play and really, really good and I think underrated quarterback play from Phillip Rivers. Rivers is 24 of 30, 310 yards, 2 touchdowns. That's a good game, okay? No interceptions, moving in the pocket. He doesn't get a lot of rushing yards, but man, he was sliding in that pocket, creating opportunities for this offense. You can see Phillip Rivers, 1 rush, 0 yards. So there you go. Austin Ekeler, man, I love this guy. I really do think he's going to be the starter of this team next year. I'm in a keeper league, a one-person keeper league, and you keep that particular player at the round you drafted in him. I drafted him in the 9th round. I think I have the Chargers starting running back for 2020. I don't think this Gordon contract situation will resolve itself. I do think that he will be moving on in the offseason somewhere. I like Ekeler, man. 18 carries, 60 yards. That's only 3.3 yards per carry, but got in the end zone. And then wouldn't you know it, in the passing game, 5 catches, 62 yards, and another touchdown. The dude is on fire every week. Can he run better? Sure, but this team can run better. And the Miami's defense was really keyed in on stopping the run game. Rivers comes out, man. He gets Ekeler, he gets Pope, two running backs, touchdowns. So much for stopping the running backs, right, Miami? Keenan Allen only 5 catches, 48 yards. You would expect more. He only had 5 targets. Inman actually led the team in targets this week, 5 targets for 76 yards. If you need a running or a wide receiver, I like Inman, but I also really like Mike Williams. He's been banged up, and when I watch these Charger games, when Mike Williams is playing, he has separation, and they throw to him in the red zone. It's only a matter of time before it hits. He's going to be on waivers probably in your league, so you can pick him up. I'm going to pick him up in my league. And then in daily fantasy, he's just going to get less and less expensive, so you can play him there as well. I like it. Now, moving on to the Dolphins. Weird situation. So if you're an NFL bettor, and I like betting on the NFL, if you like to bet on the NFL, here's what you do. You bet on the Miami Dolphins to cover in the first half, and you bet on the Miami Dolphins not to cover in the second half. That's it. They are, in the first half, a pretty good football team. They played the Patriots tough. They played the Cowboys tough. They played the Chargers tough. They have opportunities. And this team finally actually got some stuff going in the run game. Kenyan Drake, 9 carries, 44 yards, almost 5 yards a carry there. Balaj, not really great, 2 carries, 7 yards. Kenyan Drake has kind of put the stranglehold on that running back position, which is something we thought would happen to begin the year. As he gets more and more healthy, I think he had a hamstring issue at the end of training camp, if I'm not mistaken. But I remember he had some kind of injury. Maybe it was a knee or something like that. But he's back. He's full strength. He looks better. I like him. Kenyan Drake in the passing game, 3 catches, 29 yards. I think he'll get better and better. If you're weak at running back, because the Miami Dolphins are so bad in terms of record, I don't think they've covered a spread yet this year, and they've been some pretty big spreads as well. As they continue to move forward, the people who own Kenyan Drake in your league might be really kind of ready to give up on him. I think he's something, as this team moves forward in the season, I think he is worth a grab. And also, let's remember, let's go line by or game by game for the Miami Dolphins schedule. Opened up at home against Baltimore, okay? Next, they were at home against the New England Patriots. Next, they were on the road against the Dallas Cowboys. Next, they were at home against the Los Angeles Chargers. Those are 4 top 10 teams in my power rankings. Those are very, very good teams, and this team does look better and better. They kind of slowed down in the second half. This week I thought they might even been able to cover against the Chargers. Again, the Chargers kind of just kept doing what the Chargers do, playing good, consistent football, and late they gave up the cover, the Miami Dolphins. At some point, the Dolphins are not going to play a team that could be a Super Bowl candidate team. I'm serious about this. The Chargers could make a run. The Ravens could make a run. The Cowboys and the Patriots could make runs. I like what these teams are doing. So yeah, the Dolphins have had a brutal opening stretch, even though they had 3 games at home. I do think they'll get better. I think this offense will get better. Devontae Parker, 4 catches, 70 yards and a touchdown. Preston Williams, 4 catches, 46 yards, no touchdown, but he's a huge target. Josh Rosen, 17 to 24, 180. A touchdown and a pick. That's going to happen. He's a young quarterback. But the offense is improving. So again, if you're going to invest, I say try to trade for Kenyan Drake. Devontae Parker and Preston Williams is going to be on waivers. Devontae Parker, if you're really struggling or if you have a really deep league, those guys I think are worth flyers because as Miami plays, and they're going to have to play, they get the Jets twice. Those will be games that they'll be able to get some yards. They are going to have other, scheduled games that aren't against great opponents. And I think the schedule is only going to get easier from here on out, and the Dolphins are only going to get better. I like how they're playing. I just don't think they have a lot of depth, and that's why maybe they get a little tired in the second half, and the other teams kind of run, whatever they want to on the offense. But this team will get better. And again, as a better, Miami Dolphins cover in the first half. They get tired in the second half and don't cover. And that's pretty much been the tale of their season. So there you go. That wraps up this episode of Fantasy Football Fallout. Please help our channel by subscribing and watching some videos. You can subscribe by hitting our logo in the upper left or the red button in the bottom right, and you can also use the playlist function in the upper right-hand side of the screen. That'll get you everywhere you need to go. It's totally free. We release content daily outside, I think, Sunday, and we're going to be adding new shows, new features, everything to this channel. So help us grow, help us help you. Subscribe and watch some videos. Thanks, everyone. Catch you on another episode.